I never thought betrayal would sound so casual. It wasn't a fight, or an accusation, or a scream in the dark. It was just a question, soft, almost playful. Would you ever consider letting Daniel be a part of us? Her words cracked through the quiet of our living room like a glass shattering on tile. For a moment, I thought I had misheard. I blinked at her, the weight of the question suspended in the air between us, pressing against my chest. My wife of 6 years, my best friend, my anchor, my partner, looked at me with wide, almost curious eyes, like a child testing the edge of something dangerous. And all I could manage was silence. We were sitting on the couch, the TV flickering unnoticed in the background. Her wineglass tilted slightly in her hand, the deep red liquid reflecting the glow of the lamp. I caught the faint smell of her perfume, the one I used to bury my face in after long days at work, and felt something inside me recoil. Daniel, her best friend since college. The one she always insisted was just like a brother. The one she texted at midnight, laughing at memes she never showed me. The one whose name made something in my gut tighten, though I never admitted it. I wanted to believe in her. I chose to believe in her. Say something, she whispered after a long silence. But what was there to say? My mind was a storm. Confusion, rage, heartbreak all colliding, tearing at each other. I could still see her lips forming the words, like a replay I couldn't pause. She wasn't joking. I knew that. There had been too many signs. The late nights at study sessions, even though we were long past college. The way she smiled at her phone, then tucked it away when I walked into the room. The growing space in our bed. An invisible canyon where laughter used to live. I had noticed, but I had convinced myself it was nothing. I pushed up from the couch. My legs felt heavy, unsteady, as though the gravity in the room had doubled. "Where are you going?" she asked, her voice cracking slightly, betraying nerve she hadn't shown until now. I didn't answer. My throat was locked, my heart hammering so hard I could feel it in my teeth. I just grabbed my jacket from the chair, slipped on my shoes, and headed for the door. "Wait, Alex. Please, don't just walk away like this." Her voice followed me into the night, desperate, trembling, but I couldn't turn back. If I did, I would crumble. If I did, I'd ask why, and I wasn't sure I was ready to hear the truth. The air outside was cold, sharp. It filled my lungs like broken glass as I walked aimlessly through the empty streets. Each step echoed, hollow, in the quiet neighborhood. I tried to piece it together. When did I lose her? Was it me? My long hours at work, my exhaustion, my silence at dinner after days that drained me? Or had she been drifting away long before I even noticed? I remembered our wedding day. The way she looked at me, like I was the only man in the universe. I remembered the vows, the laughter, the trembling hands when she slid the ring onto my finger. That memory burned now, cruel in its brightness. By the time I reached the park, the one where we used to walk hand in hand on summer evenings, my chest was tight with anger. Not just at her, but at myself. How many red flags had I dismissed as paranoia? How many times had I laughed off friends' questions about her and Daniel with, "No, come on, she'd never." But she had. Or at least she wanted to. And that was enough. When I finally returned home hours later, the house was dim, silent. She was waiting in the kitchen, her makeup smudged from crying, her hands clenched around the stem of her wineglass. "You didn't let me explain," she said, her voice raw. I stood there, my keys dangling from my hand, every muscle in my body aching from the weight of unspoken words. "What's there to explain, Emma?" My voice was hoarse low. "You asked me if I'd let another man into our marriage. Do you understand what that does to me? To us?" Her eyes shimmered with tears. "It's not what you think. She paused, took a trembling breath. "I love you. But I feel empty. Daniel listens to me in ways you don't anymore. He makes me feel alive again. And I thought, God, I thought maybe if you agreed, if we tried something different, I wouldn't lose you too." Her words sliced deeper than any knife. She wasn't just betraying me with another man. She was betraying the life we built, the promises we made, the us I thought was unshakable. I wanted to scream, to throw something, to demand how she could love me and still look at another man that way. Instead, I just stood there, my body numb, my heart hollow. "You already lost me," I whispered. Her face crumpled. She reached for me, but I stepped back, the distance between us now a chasm nothing could cross. That night I packed a bag. I didn't slam doors or shout accusations. I moved quietly, methodically, as though I were a ghost collecting the remnants of a life already gone. She sat on the edge of the bed, sobbing into her hands, but I didn't stop. Every shirt folded was a memory. Every pair of shoes tucked away was a dream dissolved. Every glance at her broken figure was a reminder that love, no matter how fierce, cannot survive betrayal. When I finally reached the door, I looked back one last time. She lifted her head, her eyes red, her voice barely audible. I never meant to hurt you. But intentions don't erase wounds. I stepped out into the night, closed the door behind me, and left without a word. Walking away felt like tearing my soul in half, but staying would have meant living in the shadow of doubt, sharing my wife with a man she already gave too much of herself to. And some silences, like the one I chose that night, are louder than any goodbye.